Hi, my name is Farooq and this is 2026 M5 Max MacBook Pro Space Gray with 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, 128 gigabytes of unified memory and 4 terabyte of storage. So basically it is maxed out except for the storage. And today we're gonna see what it can do and hold on to something because this thing is insane. And here it is, $6,149 16-inch M5 Max MacBook Pro with nano-texture display comes in this nicely designed box. Inside the box we're greeted with M5 Max MacBook Pro, as I like to call it, M5 MacBook Pro, a braided 2-meter USB-C to MagSafe 3 cable, some papers, polishing cloth which comes only with nano-texture display option, and a 140-watt USB-C power adapter. M5 Max MacBook Pro looks just like the previous MacBook Pros. It has MagSafe 3, Thunderbolt 5 and 3.5mm jack on one side, and on the other side it has a memory card reader, another Thunderbolt 5 port and an HDMI port. M5 Max MacBook Pro turns on immediately as soon as you open its lid. This gorgeous 120Hz liquid retina XDR display has 1000 nit sustained and 1600 nit peak brightness. The N1 chip on this device supports Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6 and Thread networking technology. The 12-megapixel center stage camera supports desk view and 1080p HD video recording. It has high-fidelity 6-speaker sound system with force-canceling woofers, and 100-watt-hour battery gives this device 17-hour wireless web browsing. Well, end of video, bye. First, let's begin easy with Geekbench 6. Both in multi-core and single-core score, M5 Max MacBook Pro scores higher than literally every Mac I have ever tested, including M3 Ultra Max Studio. When it comes to GPU score, M5 Max MacBook Pro nearly beats M2 Ultra Max Studio, which is just insane. As I mentioned before, what makes M5 so much better than the previous Apple Silicon SoCs is that this thing has neural accelerators in every core of the GPU, and neural accelerators help with the AI process. We have an app called Draw Things that allows you to generate images on device without sending it out. So let's see how quick this MacBook Pro performs. And yes, M5 Max MacBook Pro finishes this task the quickest. Now let's look at the Geekbench AI test results. M5 Max MacBook Pro gets really good scores, but can't bingo it by leading with every version of this test. I didn't have much time with this device. There's a new Cinebench called Cinebench 2026. I didn't have time to run that test on all of the monsters I have in this house. So for the latest devices, I ran Cinebench 2026 to see what it can do. M5 Max MacBook Pro gets an insane score at the GPU test, however still cannot beat M3 Ultra when it comes to CPU multiple thread score. Also, I did run a 30-minute, normally that's 10 minutes, but I ran a 30-minute stress test. What that means is the Cinebench test keeps going on for 30 minutes to see how much this device slows down in the end. Let's look at the results. So after running the same demanding tests for 30 minutes to see if this machine throttles, well, I have to say it barely does. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I should have just said it didn't slow down. But here's the funny thing. There's this fine line when you get this device, when you set it up and you gotta wait for it to index and finish all the background tasks, and then you can start testing, right? Because if you start testing right away, the results are gonna be false because the computer is indexing and doing all the things in the background. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and I thought everything was ready. So I started testing this Cinebench 2026. But then the next day I had time to do the 30-minute test, and at the end of the 30-minute test, it actually ended with a higher score than my initial test, which kind of told me that the computer was still doing something in the background. So I reran my test, the regular ones, to see the results. So, no problems at all. Hi. I want to show you the disk speed because, oh boy, get ready. Wait, do I need to voice over this too? Okay, M5 Max MacBook Pro has the fastest SSD I've ever tested on any Mac computer in both write and read speeds. And then of course I switched to Blender and I rendered ships. And here are the results. In this test, M5 Max MacBook Pro couldn't beat the M3 Ultra Max Studio. However, it got really close. Needless to say, M3 Ultra has 80 core GPU, whereas this M5 Max MacBook Pro only has 40. Only 40. What a time to be alive. And then of course, just for funsies, this is something we do on this channel just to be goofing around. I rendered the same thing using CPU. And of course, nothing surprising here. Once again, M5 Max MacBook Pro finished right after M3 Ultra Max Studio. Then I switched to Logic and exported a spatial song recorded by Lil Nas. And even though it looks like it finished head-to-head with M3 Ultra, when it comes to milliseconds, M5 Max was faster. And from that, I switched to Final Cut Pro. And I opened up my own projects and started running tests. First, I rendered my Mac Pro project. Somehow, no one can beat my M1 Max when it comes to this. I don't know what kind of magic potion it was drinking at the time. But M5 Max MacBook Pro finished right after that. And then I did a noise reduction test. It finished way ahead of everyone. And then I did an 8K export to ProRes 422. And once again, M5 Max MacBook Pro finished the task first. Now let's switch to Lightroom and export 100 photos, raw photos I shot on Sony A1. These are gigantic photos to a JPEG. And M5 Max MacBook Pro finished this task in 15 seconds, which is 2 seconds slower than M3 Ultra. And then I applied edits to 100 raw photos, and the results are like this. I'm not sure if this test takes advantage of the SoC on these devices properly. And when it comes to gaming, as you can imagine, there's nothing surprising. I was able to play Cyberpunk with up to 120 frames per second. It looks super fluid, super nice. Yeah, nothing interesting happening when it comes to gaming. So in every test, this device performed like crazy. And in time, of course, the more applications are gonna get optimized for this device is only gonna get better. And I cannot believe we are here now, and this is what a maxed out M5 Max MacBook Pro can do. This is a gorgeous device that delivers top-notch performance. By the way, this is the nano texture one, and I love nano texture. I prefer it over the regular glass. There's no reflections, there's no nothing. Some people do not like it. I'm one of those that can't live without it. And I do a lot of photo editing, video editing. There's just no going back from this for me. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think about M5 Max MacBook Pro in the comment section below. Is this something you're interested in? Are you picking up one? I can't wait to hear your thoughts because this thing is insane. I cannot wait for M5 Ultra, or if it ever comes out. Like, what is the Mac Studio gonna be like after this? I was recently editing an 8K video, and no matter how fast the Apple Silicon got, still, in the way I edit videos, 8K always was obvious for me. And I didn't really enjoy editing 8K videos. I do not enjoy making proxies. It just kills the soul of the footage. The other day I was editing an 8K video and I didn't even realize I was editing an 8K video. So we're already there. What's gonna happen next? I cannot wait to edit an 8K video on this device, and I cannot wait to see what Mac Studio with M5 Ultra can do. All right, let me know in the comment section below, and until I see you the next time, take really good care of yourselves and hoşça kalın.